Yes, you have the objection.
Your Lordship, first of all, when this petition was filed, just from the facts of the case, a certificate of electronic evidence was sworn by one Maingi Brian Muridi.
Yes.
That certificate, it's actually an affidavit, Your Lordship. It was dated the 21st day of August 2024. Your Lordship, subsequently you gave leave for the petitioner to file an amended petition together with any other documents that they wish to rely upon for purposes of that petition, Your Lordship. Now, Your Lordship, subsequently we were served with the amended petition together with all the documents that they seek to rely on. Then, Your Lordship, when I was going through the documents, I found out, or rather I discovered, that there is some discrepancies in terms of the certificate of production of electronic evidence, Your Lordship. These I raised in my submissions, Your Lordship. My submissions are dated the 11th of February 2025, Your Lordship.
What is the discrepancy?
Now, Your Lordship, the first discrepancy was particularly for the videos marked, and I will list them, Your Lordship. For the videos marked BKM6, BKM7, KM7 and BKM9, KM10,
Sorry, KM, the first KM.
KM7 and BKM9, KM10 and VKM1, Your Lordship. I raised the issue, Your Lordship, in my submissions that the certificate produced therewith is defective and not compliant with Section 106 of the Evidence Act. The section, Your Lordship, gives clear details or clear provisions of what a certificate should contain, including the evidence that they seek to rely upon, Your Lordship. Now, Your Lordship, subsequently, after my submissions, on Tuesday, Your Lordship, I am served with another certificate by the same Brian Maingi Muridi. And Your Lordship, this certificate is in essence attempting to cure the issues I have raised in the submissions, Your Lordship. Your Lordship can confirm from CTS when that certificate was filed, sorry. That was on Tuesday, Your Lordship. So, Your Lordship, at the very least, even just from the factual basis, without even going into everything, there needs to be a reciprocity between colleagues in the profession. We cannot operate like this, Your Lordship. I can't file submissions raising issues and you simply serve me with a certificate and you say that is enough. So then the videos that are sought to be produced, in fact, Your Lordship, the ones that have been added are in red. And I'm referring to the certificate by Brian Muridi. The same is dated 27th January, Your Lordship. And equally, Your Lordship, that certificate was served on Tuesday, but is backdated to 27th January, Your Lordship. And it was served on Tuesday. So then what is the fate of my submissions on this issue? Because a certificate is just produced and you're told, yeah, that is enough. Equally, Your Lordship, in these videos... Yes.
What is your response?
I let my senior address you on that issue.
Sorry, my lord.
Just a moment. Let's take it limb by limb. Yes, Counsel Ongoya?
Yes, my lord, what section 106 of the Evidence Act requires is that video evidence be accompanied by a certificate.
Yes.
So be supported by a certificate. My lord, I don't know it to be the law. As a matter of principle, even going with the fact that the law, I don't know it to be the law that the certificate must be filed at the time of filing the video evidence. I don't know that to be the law. Indeed, my lord, even if no certificate had been filed,
Yes.
There is no prohibition in law for the petitioner to supply that certificate now in court. There's no prohibition in law.
Yes.
As I understand it, the purpose of the certificate is to authenticate the video. The purpose of the certificate is to authenticate the video. So that without going into the other minor facts of when because I need to cross-check with our filing team now to get those minor details. As a matter of fact, on principle, Counsel does not dispute that as we seek to play these videos today, there is a certificate authenticating that. I don't understand with that. So in view of that, in principle, I don't understand what substantive law has been violated in view of the concession that as we seek to play these videos now, there is a certificate backing each of the videos that we seek to play. There are other issues. Counsel referred to BKM as some of the videos. We have no videos under that label. We only have videos under KM7, KM10, and BKM1. So when you refer to, I hadn't referred to BKM, those were just documentary annexures. So we're also trying to cross-check our documents just to confirm that there was no error in the branding, and I confirmed that there are no certificates under BKM. The first three.
What is the source of these three videos?
They are set out in the certificate as the various websites are set out in the certificate. The Senate's own website. The Senate's own website. The Senate's own website.
Your Lordship, I beg to differ. Particularly KM10 is from a YouTube video from a channel known as Kenya News Alert TV. How is that a Senate video?
Left my laptop. Someone have a copy of these, of the two certificates? Not been printed to my laptop.
If you look at volume number 9, at page 85 to page 89, is the certificate dated 27th January 2025. That's number 1.
Your Lordship, I can spare your time. I have both certificates here.
That's right. Thank you. While at it, again, the court will take judicial notice of the fact that our parliament has a parliamentary broadcasting unit. To my knowledge, and since Counsel is with Parliament, he can verify these facts if the contrary, is that broadcasts from Parliament come through the parliamentary broadcasting unit. That's the primary source of all broadcasts of Parliament.
Yes.
And number 3, and more importantly, if there was any material discrepancy in the content of the video, material, substantive discrepancy, since the parliamentary broadcasting unit under the control of the respondent is the primary broadcaster and primary repository of all these broadcasts, nothing was easier than then to bring us another video showing that here is the authentic video from the unit and here is how.
Just a moment, Councilor.
Yes.
Just a moment. Is there a challenge to the authenticity of the videos?
Your Lordship, particularly the video on VKM10, which is and maybe that's not the one they were going to play, but Your Lordship, I don't know if I should keep objecting to the videos as they go or I just raise them all.
Well, let's sort this out at this junction. I don't have a VKM referred to in the affidavit that you handed. Sorry, the certificate you handed.
Oh, sorry.
The one dated 27th January 2025.
Your Lordship, sorry, it's KM10. KM10.
VKM 1 KM10, yes?
Yes.
What is wrong with KM10?
Your Lordship, this video is from an unknown account called Kenya News Alerts TV, Your Lordship. Even if I don't give another video to controvert that, Your Lordship, who is Kenya News Alerts TV? Can we call them here and cross-examine them about where they got this content, Your Lordship? It just is the law, or should we ask counsel?
So your objection is for KM10. You have a problem with VM1 and KM7?
Yes, Your Lordship.
So I've had you on KM10, VKM1.
Your Lordship, this one was not even accessible. Let's even begin at the basic. It was not accessible, Your Lordship. VKM1. So we are here, we are playing videos, Your Lordship, like VK1, M1. I have not seen the video. I don't even know which best the approach to go about it, Your Lordship.
Let's watch the videos first.
My Lord,
Yes.
sorry. I just needed to contribute briefly on this and just help us move forward.
Yes.
By saying that Counsel is very lucky because he's practicing when we have the 2010 Constitution.
Yes.
And what he's raising is what Article 159(2)(c) came to protect us against. Unnecessary and procedural objections on technicalities when the authenticity of the documents and the videos are not in question. If Counsel was served by the petitioners in December or early January, what stopped him from sending any requests or saying, Counsel, my video is not starting. So basically, let's proceed so that he's given an opportunity to submit on those videos when they are being seen. Otherwise, let's not bring in technicalities that don't go to the substance of this matter. Thank you.
Let's watch the videos. Let's begin.
I think you've got us out. We had an objection to the issue of the videos.
Yes.
A different limb altogether from what Mr. Mukele has raised.
Yes.
And if you allow me, Your Lordship,
Yes.
we took directions on the 18th of December on how we shall proceed today.
Yes.
Those directions were very categorical. We shall proceed by way of highlighting submissions.
Yes.
My Lord, I'm at pains to find a section in the Evidence Act that says that during highlighting of submissions, you can play videos. To my understanding, Your Lordship, that amounts to adducing evidence. It amounts to calling a witness to speak to the video, so that then we can test the veracity and authenticity of that particular evidence that is being portrayed in the video. My Lord, that was not the intention that we had when we gave directions on the 18th of December as to how we shall proceed today. My Lord, as if that is not enough.
Just a moment. Counsel Ongoya, on that point?
Just very briefly,
We are proceeding on affidavit evidence. The affidavits have annexures. Where the annexures are written texts, like the Hansards and the letters, we read out as we have been doing. Where the annexures are videos, how else do you access videos? You will see them. The contrary is more unjust. The contrary is where we don't play these videos, but because it's evidence, the court goes and plays them without the benefit of the party's comment or observation. That would be more unjust even to the respondents. I mean, how would they see it completely? So, the playing of these videos is just a reference to the contents of the affidavit. The affidavit says, on this day there was pandemonium, evidence of that pandemonium is in this video. So we are not going outside affidavit evidence. We're actually just referring to the material in the affidavit evidence. My Lord, please plead with the learned colleagues to allow us to proceed with this hearing. We know why they fear these videos, we have no doubt about it, but it's in the nature of a trial. Some parts of a case are just unfavorable to you, and you live with it. You can't run away from it. Please allow us to proceed with the hearing.
My Lord, if I may clarify an issue before the court, I was just on the issue of Section 106B of the Evidence Act and visibility of the video there. My Lord, I refer you to the case of Republic versus Marisa Wayu Matugunda. My Lord, it's a 2011 case which interprets section 106B and how parties should comply with the same. My Lord, the court said very clearly that this provision makes it abundantly clear that for electronic evidence to be deemed admissible, it must be accompanied by a certificate in terms of section 106B. The question for the court, my Lord, is whether that evidence was accompanied by a certificate of electronic record. The petitioner has admitted that it was not accompanied by the same. They only filed it after it was raised by the Speaker of the Senate. It follows therefore, my Lord, it cannot be admitted before the court. It is tried by ambush, and the same thing should be tried out from the record.
Sorry, my Lord, it's not my nature to do this. The counsel have misled you in the authority he just cited a short while ago, because he read a part of it and the authority says the contrary. Paragraph 30 of that authority, the court says, I am alive to the fact that the applicants are not fighting the contents of the document, but the lack of the certificate. I agree with the learned trial magistrate that it's in the interest of justice that the respondents be allowed to produce the certificate at that time in the trial, and for the court to deal with the evidence on its merits. The objection by the applicant is therefore overruled and the application dismissed. This impeachment shows that an objection like theirs was overruled and the party seeking to produce the certificate allowed to produce it. How can counsel cite an authority partially, particularly where it's not supplied in advance? Counsel has a strong ethical duty when citing an authority ex tempore to be extremely candid. Otherwise, the authority my learned colleague has referred to at paragraphs 30 to 31 of the ruling of your sister, sorry, my apologies, Justice Mumbua Timateka, which is the one she's referring to, I thought, says the exact opposite conclusion of the one he's inviting this court to find. That's revision number E006 of 2021. To the extent that's not the one, then there is authority to that effect. George Gabriel Gekuru and another versus Republic, where the court allowed a certificate on the day of the hearing and allowed the evidence to be referred to because there is no substantive contest on the content of the evidence.
My Lord, I'm not sure whether counsel got the link referring to. But the event is the Republic was the Marisa Wayu Matugunda. It's a 2011 case, my Lord. And the court concludes as follows. In fact, the court concludes that this provision makes it abundantly clear that for electronic evidence to be deemed admissible, it must be accompanied by a certificate in terms of section 106B. Without the required certificate, this CD, which was a CD in that case, is inadmissible as evidence, and I don't know the same. And the decision is by Justice Odero, my Lord.
And my Lord, to
respond to what my senior, Counsel Ongoya, raised about them being allowed to produce that certificate. Now,
Yes.
the meaning of the word accompany is ordinarily that those two must be brought at the same time, concurrently. And my lord, the issue here is not even mostly about that certificate. It is also about the accuracy and veracity of those videos, because we do not have the source of the videos. We do not have anybody we can cross-examine on the occurrences of those videos. For all we know, they could be AI generated, they could be deepfakes. The internet has advanced recently, my lord, and it's possible to do those things. There is no affidavit that is accompanying those videos. Therefore, there's no person we can put on the stand and cross-examine on the veracity and accuracy of those videos.
Let me give my short ruling on that. Counsel for the petitioner has conceded that the playing of the videos today would allow comment and observation by the parties. I agree with Counsel Kirimi in that regard, that it would blur the distinction between hearing and highlighting of written submissions. Counsel Mukele and Counsel Mwaria have, on the limb of objection on electronic certificates, have stated this is canvassed in their respective written submissions. Consequently,